So we have our new project for the day. My wife's got a tool hanger. We got some rocky soil here, if you couldn't tell by the hoe and little shovel. Anyhow, she's got a tool hanger here next to the house. Garden's way out here, and her tools make it to about there. And she's usually the one that keeps me under control with my messes. So we are going to make her something, keep her tools out here in the garden. And yeah, I bought a tube bender. I got lots of nice tube. I'm going to try not to use that for this, though, because it's not right. This is a garden. It needs to have a little more rustic look. So we'll see what we can come up with. I think I got a couple fence posts that I found that we'll see if that can work with some steel wheels and just make a simple little project that pretty much anyone can make, and we'll keep it at that. So here we have the start of my plan. I got two wheels. All you Volkswagen freaks will recognize that if there are any on here. Got the wide 5 from Volkswagen. A buddy of mine was weighing Volkswagen bugs until I convinced him to buy his first Jeep, and that was a mistake for him. Anyhow, so I got those. I got myself some fence posts here. Don't ask about the two vices. It was a bad idea. I haven't decided much from there. Knowing me, I will use some railroad spikes in here somewhere. Probably for the hangers for the tools. But as of right now, I'm just going to find a way to get my fence posts to go in that wide of a hole. And maybe I'll use some horseshoes. I got a couple laying there that are all beat up and old, but I got some other ones laying around in different places. I got all sorts of projects going. I got a transmission swap going on the Jeep, going from a automatic to a manual. And you see my T18 back there next to my tube bender, my other welder. Yeah, it just kind of is what it is. But I do got a bigger shop. It has been cleaner than this. And I finally got to start working, so it gets to get messy again. And wife will yell at me here in about another week, and I'll have to clean up. So another project I've been working on is my jack stands. I got to brace them off yet. These are built tall enough for when I do my axle swap on the Jeep. As I'm doing the transmission, I'll be able to have it, front or back at a time, up high enough. I got some all thread I got going in here that's pretty good sized. Maybe I'll make another project video out of that. Kind of liking these functional videos. I do like my bugs though, so you'll see more of those. Anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I got my fence posts, I got my wheels, and these will be our uprights. Still have not decided what to use for the crossbar. I really don't want to have to use my tube. That angle iron is a pretty good chunk as well, but I want something kind of flat. I had to get rid of a lot of my scrap metal as I moved, but I do have some smaller pieces of flat stock around here somewhere that I know we can use. Alright, that's where we're at. Alright, so measuring across, we want to find the one spot we have that's, the same all the way around. I'm realizing I got 10 1/8 inches from outside of this ring to outside of this ring, basically. Sorry about the camera angle there. So, if I take this post we have here, I get it where I'm about 5 inches to the center on each side. My thought is, with our horseshoes here, we can capture it this way on each side. Use two horseshoes, one coming from this direction, one coming from this direction, and capture it right here in the middle. My horseshoes are a bit long, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in here and I'm going to mark them right along this radius here. And we'll take them over and we'll cut them with our grinder. And that's going to give us to where it'll come up tight to our post. We can weld it. One thing you'll notice is on this project here, I'm not taking and cleaning everything up with the grinder. I'm basically just going to clean up the areas that need to be welded. I took the grinder here because I'll be welding the horseshoe. I just wasn't sure where at the time. The fence post will be the same thing, pretty much just where the horseshoe meets it, and the horseshoe just where it's going to be welded to the wheel here, and then the post. It's just kind of, it's an outside thing. It's for her garden. She does like to spray paint everything I make, but I think she'll kind of like the rustic look on this one. Although you never know, but we'll see. We'll give it a shot. If nothing else, she can spray paint whatever color she wants. So right now I've got what I'm going to grind off, kind of make room for our welding. I've got them cut down to where I wanted them cut down to. And I'm just going to kind of put them in here and tack weld them. And we're going to see how it looks on our fence post over here. One of our little dirt lugs is in the way, so I did have to cut it off. But it's not going to make any difference to anything. And anyway, yeah, I just kind of, we'll see how this works out. And I don't know, leaving rust on things, but we'll just see. I guess it's called a patina, right? Alright, so we'll see what it looks like when it's all tack welded up. Well, I could see that it wasn't very plumb here, so I got my level out, and I'm not really sure what kind of metal these are. My tack weld just busted right off there. But, hold on. You know, there was one day I was watching Ultimate Factory or something like that, and remember there's a show about these fence posts and talking about how they're actually old railroad tracks, so you'd think it'd be good strong steel, and heat it up, melt it down, and run it through presses until it becomes these. But I'll just have to see if I put an actual full weld on it and what happens. So anyhow, all I'm at right now, I kind of like the look of that for what we're doing. You know, it's kind of hokey, it's not that pretty. But like I said, it's just tack welded in place. Everything's kind of coming together how I thought it would. We captured the post. I'll put my level on it, and we'll see how it looks both ways, and we'll weld it up and go from there. Alright, so I've got both of them standing tall. They're a little ugly on the inside there. You know, they just, nothing's sitting flat in there, you know. I got them overlapping, and so I end up having to do a couple of really ugly booger welds. Not to mention the fact I'm out of practice, so I'm not going to show you inside there very much. Same with that one. It just, I have to run some beads and get back in practice. But what I'm planning now for our crossbar here, because I'm just going to put one crossbar on it. Anything other than that, you know, the handles are going to hang down, although I could put a lower one here. And if I put a lower one here, I guess you could hang like smaller things. I was thinking more of like a hose spool, because originally what I wanted to do with these wheels is make like a hose bib where she could just wrap her hose around it, but I kind of forgot that I bought her a sprinkler system, ran it out there, so the hose just kind of goes to the sprinkler system. So my thought is I went and found one more of these in the backyard. I'm going to use it as a crossbar, because what it's going to do for me, I'll find where I put my piece here. What it's going to do for me, it's going to give me a place to hang this little rod. I was going to use railroad spikes, but it's a little cliche for what I do, I guess, anymore. And these will be more than enough to do the trick. All this is a little half-inch tube. This one is left over. I had to buy one at a pinch at Home Depot, I think it was, or Ace Hardware. And God, it was like 4 times the price of going to the steel yard. So anyway, then I'll just basically use those as a starting point. Probably put a little bit of grind on them, and weld these up at a little bit of an offset angle. And we should, you know, if I just put these long enough for a stick, or, you know, depending on what tool is going to go there, skip a couple little knobs here, and it should work just fine. I'll probably want to take our little flange off here, and I'm going to have to do a little bit of grinding to the end and make it a little flatter so I can get a decent weld when I put it in the back there. We'll just kind of play it by ear. So right now I ran my wire spool out. Hate when that happens on a Sunday. But luckily last weekend I went and picked myself up some more. If you're watching my videos, you know I always use flux core. Maybe I'm too cheap or too lazy to use the gas. I don't know yet. I just know I've worked construction for way too many years, and the structural guys always using flux core in their machines or stick, so I know the shit's strong. It's not going to break anytime, you know. It does the trick. So here's where we're at, since I'm on a break to change stuff. So I got our 2 uprights gone, and I did find another fence post in the back of the yard I ripped out of the dirt, and it's where I ran out of wire. But I'm going to go ahead and put that across there. That's where I'm going to put the original pegs. Now my wife's only about 5'4", so she's going to have to reach, but you know, handles and stuff, so it'll work. I'm going to go ahead and put another one here about mid-run, and that'll give them something so they're not just swinging all the time in the wind or whatever. And then I'm going to go from there. I'm thinking, I've been kind of going through what I still have here. I got, you know, some all thread. There's my other fence post, my little tube over here, and got some expanded metal, so it might actually get a shelf on the bottom. You know, it's only about 8 to 10 inches wide there. But that'd probably be a good sized shelf for like her little gardening spade and her little shears that she uses, you know, stuff like that. So I'm thinking to kind of make this a little stiffer, more rigid, instead of using more fence posts and starting to make this thing heavy, I can just use the all thread, run down each side of the expanded metal, and she'll end up with a decent little shelf. So that's where we're at right now. Well, as of right now, it works. Basically what I did is the fence post with the little knobs on it. I skipped the original 2, went 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, all the way down. Yeah, using the hollow tube on them like that, I think it's going to work just fine. I didn't hit the bottom of it, that way if rain gets in there it'll just drip to the bottom. I kind of like it. Apparently I didn't really need the middle bar as the broom. Oh, the broom might just be a little different, but it may have to do with the downward angle I put on these. It just kind of kicks it out so it doesn't really touch it. But if nothing else, I'll throw some more hooks there for some shorter tools. Who knows? Wrap the hose around it. So as cheesy as it is and as simple as it was, I'm actually kind of happy with it. So I end up putting the pegs on both sides. She's got room to hang tools on each side of it. Gave her a little shelf at the bottom here. This way she can put her little garden spade or gloves or whatever down there. The center bar actually is kind of helpful. It was just the broom that didn't want to hang out in it. So yeah, like I said, simple, effective, it'll work for her, and that's what matters for her nice little garden she's got going, and the one row of sunflower seeds I surprisingly put on the edge for her. Nice. Alright, thank you for watching another video. I really appreciate it.